All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the question of the night. That's right, I said night because here it's the deepest, darkest night possible. Tonight's question is, if you had not been drafted in the last war, you know what, let's just say the last war ended right before you would have been drafted or would have entered. Where would your character be today? We're going to go ahead and start with Sarah.
Well, Dee would probably still be in Malian's Gate with Lloyd. Maybe moving her way up among the ranks of thieves, still following the Magpie, maybe trying to join the Magpies group, become like a Magpie groupie.
Magpie groupie. So you're under the impression then that the Magpie is still operating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's always sightings, and everyone's trying to figure out who they are.
That's
fair. They have to still be operating because money is still being stolen and given to those that are in need.
There you go. I love that so much. Working my way up, Magpie groupie. What do you think? Okay, so if you were, we already discussed that there are other bird. So what bird would you be?
The Nightingale.
The Nightingale. Okay, I love that.
That's her call sign in the Magpie group.
That is her call sign in the Magpie group.
So when she leaves those little clues that we talked about earlier, she marks them with the Nightingale.
All right, wonderful. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and move from Sarah over to Colin.
Let's see. If Brock had not been drafted in the last war, I think in all likelihood he would probably have followed in his biological father's footsteps and getting involved with the hobgoblin or the sort of goblin movement in Malian's Gate. Probably continuing some less than legal business.
So you would have become one of the heirs of Dakan, as they're calling themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, he's Brock would be 164th Dakani?
Yeah, but every hobgoblin, every bugbear says that, right? Yeah. We don't know if it's actually true. So, okay, that's fantastic. That's delightful.
Yeah.
All right, we will then go ahead and go from Colin over to Cassie.
If the war had ended before she became involved, Adelaide would still be with House Orion, either as a courier, which is what she was in the war, or it may have been that instead of being part of the Couriers Guild, she may have joined her papa, being involved in the Lightning Rail.
All right, I like how you go from I'd be involved in crime, I'd be involved in my birthright crime, and I would be involved. Oh, my life would be a lot better right now.
Which is my birthright.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead and come to you, Connor.
Hi, everybody. I think honestly, Colton would be a mason. He was a mason's son, and commonly those kind of practices are passed along, and he already has a lot of knowledge of masonry from working with his father before being drafted, so Colton would probably just be a mason.
That makes sense to me.
Take on the family business, and just be an honest 9-to-5 working guy.
Instead, you're dead.
You're dead. Another person whose life would be improved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look. And, I probably would still have a couple of older brothers who were alive, but,
Now, those of you at home may notice that Dennis is not with us anymore because he's absent for tonight. He's fine though. He's fine. But we were kind of laughing about this question before we started because we realized that RJ's answer basically would be he wouldn't be here because he was specifically built to continue the last war. And I believe canonically he's one of the last warforged that were created. Mm-hmm. So there you go. All right. Hey, you know what we forgot to do before we got started? We forgot to mention any news that we may have.
Hi, I'm not sure what day.
Oh, it's by the time this comes out. Today's date is April 12th, I think.
Well, if it's April 12th, then Like I said in the last few videos, the Kansas City's premier anime and Japanese cultural convention, NakaCon, will be happening May 24th through 26th at the Overland Park Convention Center. Ticket pre-sales are closed, but there should be plenty of passes at the door. We would love to see everybody there.
Give me 2 reasons why I should go.
Your kids love Demon Slayer, and you like cool stuff.
Let me rephrase that. Give the people at home 2 reasons why they should go.
Awesome voice actor, animator, and artist guests, and a rad vendor room.
Nice. Also the video game room. That's a fun one, too.
And all the cosplay!
Yeah, the cosplay. Oh my gosh, there's so much cosplay.
So much cosplay.
So much cosplay. Okay, my news, by the way, it is April 12th today. In 2 weeks, wow, did I say in 2 weeks? Hold on here. Wait a second. What's happened? Why have I forgotten how time works? Not in 2 weeks. Next week will be my appearance at the D8 Summit Charity Convention. I will be running games. I will be shaking hands. I'll be just chilling out, hanging out, having a great time. This is in Dixon, Illinois. It's going to be running from April 19th, 20th, and 21st. It is a great convention to go to because not only do you get to play games with awesome people, also me, but you also get to know that the money that you spend there is going to a good cause, to charity, to people who need this. And D8 Summit Charity has been operating for years, making sure the right people get the money to do the best good. So, I hope to see some of you there. If not, you're dead to me. You're just dead to me. All of you. No, you're not. I'm sorry. That was a silly thing to say. You were whispering something, though, and that threw me off.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to tell people where we would be in August.
No, because that is months away. We don't need to talk. Well, yeah, we're talking about this convention, not... Because otherwise we're going to say this for the next 30 episodes. We start doing that now. So we're going to Gen Con is the thing. But right now, D8 Summit Charity. Okay, all that aside, now we are ready to begin. You guys are in Daask's lair. That's right, you have infiltrated Daask's lair under the cover of delivery people. Yeah. And you came to deliver a shipment of weaponry from the Terras estate, which may or may not currently be extremely compromised.
Listen, we're here now.
We're here now. Thus far, the alarms have not been raised about the compromised Terras estate. So, maybe that's still an exit strategy. Either way, you infiltrated the Daask lair and you found a event happening. There are gladiatorial combat fights being shown to a number of down-and-out people as a form of entertainment. And while you have been down here, you have seen a number of familiar faces, such as the Medusa man who you saw before. Oh, what was his name?
Harash.
Thank you, because I forgot. I was actually going to have to look that up right now. How did I forget the name? I'm the one who created the guy. No, I didn't. It actually comes from Sharn. You also have seen the face of the leader of Daask, Kavala, a red-skinned Oni with like deep rins in her flesh that you can see like pulsating light, almost like fire, kind of burning beneath her skin. She and Harash, as well as a large minotaur by the name of Amergo, sit watching the arena on the opposite side from where you guys were sitting. Well, as the fights began, you guys decided to split up, right? And you started to go in other directions. So at this point, Brock, you were able to find, kind of moving around, you're able to find another exit that leads up into the city, to the upper city of Sharn itself. You, Colton, and Deidre had gone off to kind of check out that room with the beholders. You turned invisible and were able to get past that room, whereas Deidre wasn't quite able to do so, so she turned around and left and rejoined RJ and Adelaide, and you continued on and met up actually with Brock. Now, you two, we'll get to you two in a second. You and RJ, Adelaide, were, RJ was invited to join the second fight, but RJ decided this wasn't a good idea for him and instead volunteered a teenage bugbear named Tonic?
Tonic
With a K.
With a K, Tonic with a K, and managed to convince Tonic that he wanted to take on, in gladiatorial combat, his hero, the Honey Creeper. And at that point, the Honey Creeper was revealed. A woman that all of you know. A woman with blue hair and a fierce demeanor. A woman who, if I'm not mistaken, you lay the crime at her feet of killing your leader, Valance.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, while that is happening, we are going to go ahead actually and start with the two of you, because you have both met a brand new friend. You have met a brand new friend. What appears to be a gnome of gray skin, wearing a jester's outfit of black and white and gray, has sort of just befriended you and given you a riddle. And after you're able to pass his riddle, he showed you a secret door and has decided to show you around the complex, give you the great tour, as it were. And I believe you had asked him to specifically take you to
Kabbalah's bed chambers.
Kabbalah's bed chambers.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, you are not quite sure if this strange little man is on the up and up, or if he's going to, I believe you said murder your face. That you thought? Yeah. But I suppose we will have to find out. So, we begin with the three of you walking through the secret door. Now, you had done a very short, narrow hall, right? A passage between a passage through the wall, and you find yourself emerging into another curving hallway. This hall sort of starts off moving towards the west and then curves south. As you turn the corner, you see a torchlit, long hallway. And you can see a number of exits off of this hall. You see there is, just a ways down, there is one to your right, then a ways down, one to your left, then a ways down, one to your right, then a ways down, one to your left. And that's about as far as you can really see here, but the hallway continues to go.
When you say exits, do you mean doors?
It's hard to tell,
Okay.
because you're not up, and so, the doors have been like recessed.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you see branches off this hall. The strange little man, the jester, turns to you two and says, "Shh."
If I remember correctly, I'm still invisible.
Correct.
That's right. He doesn't know you're there. Thank you. He turns to you and you alone and says, "Shh. We don't want to be too loud here."
No, we don't.
Why don't you follow me? I'll give you the tour. And he kind of pulls out his little jingly bell scepter. And with the little ting ting tingly starts to kind of dance down the hallway, not like outpacing you, but sort of dancing as he goes. And he starts to walk, and you get to the first doorway, and you look over here on your right, and you can see that there's a door, a flat out door there. And he points there, and he goes, "That would be the barracks. That's where the guild sleeps. Well, the laymen, the street force, what would you call them? The minions."
Goons. There's any number of things.
That's a very rude word. We don't like to use goons around here.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding! I have jokes, you see.
It's a good one.
Oh, perhaps you don't. Get it? I close my eyes. See? Because we're surrounded by eyes, and he kind of gestures to the walls, which have all those little eye-like frescoes kind of built in, and kind of, no matter where you look, it seems like the eyes are following you, but if you kind of focus on them long enough, you realize they're just stone. They're just sitting right there.
Yeah, good one.
It is a good one. It is. So, what's your name? Did I already ask you that?
No, but I never asked you yours, actually.
You
I'm
should have.
realizing how rude that was.
Well, I'm Flutterfoot Zipswiggle.
Flutterfoot Zipswiggle.
Flutterfoot Zipswiggle. Most people call me Flutterfoot Zipswiggle. But you can call me...
Is it Flutterfoot Zipswiggle?
You've got it. You've got it. What do people call you?
Oh, they call me Taruk.
Taruk? Oh, that's a name.
It is.
That is a name. Is that a bugbear? Perhaps?
It is.
I am so good at etymology.
What can I say? You got it.
Lots of that was a. By the way, you might notice the statues lining the halls. In fact, as you get gestures, you do see, in fact, that there were statues that Will may have forgotten to mention. And they are incredibly lifelike. In fact, standing right beside this door is a statue of a terrified-looking human, eyes wide, as if he's holding off being attacked. He goes, "Our resident sculptor Harashk made this one."
He's very talented.
He is. Almost like it's no work at all. He has a natural gift, some say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, moving on. And he goes, okay, so those are the barracks. And he continues forward a little bit, and then on the left, you see a hall. Right, kind of just a hall, a narrow hall branching down. And he goes, and right down through there, that is a very interesting place. I'm not supposed to tell you what's there. And as you look, you can see that there's kind of like this kind of like purplish glow coming from the end of the hall. Like there's some sort of room there. And now the hall, by the way, after it curved, it did straighten out. So you're just kind of walking in a straight hall now. Yeah. And,
so it's at the end of...
Well, you're not there, but it curves and is moving straight south. So, so he kind of points off to this open hall and says, well, I'm not supposed to show you what's there.
Why? What's there?
I never expected anybody to ask. I'm not supposed to show you, but can I tell you?
Can you?
Give a persuasion check.
Okay. Just between us, pals. Yeah, that's about right. No, that's fine. It's a 3.
He goes, no. Not everything's on this tour. Come now, we have to continue on. And he starts to now march down the hall as if he's listening to a song that you can't quite hear. And he goes, we must see Noska's quarters! And he hops over to a door that is on the right, just a little more on the ways down. Now it's on the right. And he goes up to the door and he goes, and he like knocks on it with a scepter. You hear the bells going off. He goes, Noska! Noska!
Wasn't this supposed to be like the quiet part of the tour, or?
Oh yes, Noska. There's no answer. He goes, he must be asleep. That orc is so fierce, but sometimes he just gets like a tired little baby boy. Let's go wake him up. And he opens the door and walks in.
Okay.
He opens the door and walks through. It just walks through the doorway. What do you do?
I guess I'll follow him.
Probably a good idea. We're gonna go ahead and move over to Adelaide. So Adelaide, you and RJ are Amerigo is kind of prepping, has just prepped Tonic in the crowd for Tonic versus the Honey Creeper, right? Bets are being made. It is very clear.
Oh yeah, I put a gold on Tonic before we saw the Honey Creeper because I felt bad for him.
Yes. Everybody is now absolutely putting all their money on the Honey Creeper at this point. As this little scrawny yarn bugbear boy is kind of like giving like muscles to the crowd and like just sort of smiling and laughing. He's painted black and blue. Remember from the in the colors As you sort of look to RJ, you notice that you hear a booming voice kind of silence the crowd and goes, "Hold on!" And you see Amerigo is pointing up at RJ and says, "This was your idea. Why don't you come over and have a seat of honor and watch your protege? Protege? How is the word? So what did the fancy people say?" And people just start laughing, like he's doing a bit. He goes, "You're going to come and sit here and watch." And a number of crowd starts kind of pushing RJ forward. And before he can stop himself, he finds himself kind of tumbling over the side into the arena itself. Gets up, he dusts himself off. You see people are standing at all around the edge. There's no way he'd be able to get up without a fight. So RJ kind of accepts his fate and starts to make his way to the other side of the arena, where he is led to sit down near Kavala, Harach, and Amerigo.
This is bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Adelaide is like trying not to have a panic attack about everything right now, because RJ might have just consigned this teenager to his death, or at best enslavement, in the fighting pits. Just seen that Honey Creeper is Blue Braid, and I think Valence's voice is like pounding in her head right now, and then to see the one ally with her being taken over to be sat next to the enemies. I think right now she's like high alert, trying to keep an eye on all of this. And also like afraid to use any kind of magic to intervene, because we know that eye is in the sky. And I can't draw that attention.
That is correct. All right. Well, as you begin to debate what your next step should be, Amerigo stands on the edge of the stage on the other side of the arena, announces the beginning of the fight, and it begins. They circle one another. The Honey Creeper is quiet and sort of like almost as if she's like reaching for a blade at her side that just isn't there. And Tonic, with a K, is starting to kind of emboldened by the crowd's cheers, maybe not fully understanding that they may be jeers, begins to offer some playful banter to her as he kind of shouts across, yeah, you're going down, Honey Creeper, more like Honey Weeper, yeah, okay, yeah. And this is kind of drowned out by the crowd for the most part, but you kind of get the general gist that this young man is probably fairly new to the idea of trash talk. And as the fight begins...
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid who takes a quick 1-2 punch straight to the throat and to the face. As Honey Creeper suddenly darts across the battlefield, wham, wham, and the kid just sprawls back and like kind of in dust rises from there, and he kind of falls back with a loud yelp, and the Honey Creeper sort of backs off a bit, and the crowd is just going nuts as this kid is starting to kind of, this like 18-year-old is like trying to like kind of weakly kind of stand out, and you can see like there's blood and dirt all over his face, and he's like, and his like eyes swelling shut, and he's like, yeah!
That's the spirit, man.
Good kid.
Is there any way for me to like move down to like the front?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely make your way
I want
to
to
the
try
front.
and move down to where I can like yell encouragement for the one that I put a bet on.
Sure.
And,
Are you talking encouragement or encouragement? Like I meant magical, not sexual.
I don't want to
girlfriend.
use magic, but I don't think bardic inspiration is magic. Like,
It's not a spell.
Right.
I would say bardic inspiration is not your bardic song.
No, not bardic song, just inspiration.
Sure, so you want to go and give him some inspiration?
I want to call down to him, still disguised as Polly Pink, the woman that talked to him. Tonic, remember, you've watched her. You know her tricks. You have to think smart. Keep your eyes on her. You know what she'll do. She doesn't know what you'll do.
And your words kind of break through the crowd to him, right? And he sort of looks up at him, looks at him, and he goes,
I put the gold on you.
I'll go money on you, kid. We're gonna go ahead and move over to Sarah.
I'm gonna be rich.
So, Deidre, you had snuck out of the
Yeah.
the
Arena.
arena, and you had headed south down the circular hallway that kind of exists outside of there. You had headed south and taken a east, and as you're heading down the hall, you found a big plug in the ground, and then you continue down and found a big open room. Now you are silent and quiet.
Right.
Thus far, you have been able to evade attention. But inside of the room that you now stand in front of, you see it's this kind of large, slimy chamber, right? And you can see that there are a number of exits within this room, but one in particular that draws your attention is a portcullis, kind of on the you're right now at the southwest. We'd say the southwestern corner of this room.
Right.
On the southeastern corner, there's a portcullis there, and a number of like catfish people, who I believe you know to be Kuatoa, 7 Kuatoa, 6 of which hold spears, one of which has a kind of a strange like headdress, and a big staff that looks like there's a crab claw on the end of it. You also note in the middle of the hall there is one of those ghostly eye stalks sort of looking around. So this room is very well it's open. There doesn't appear to be anything to hide behind. You have not entered it yet, but there do seem to be a number of people whose attention is focused on the room as a whole. So what are you gonna do?
Well, this doesn't bode well for Dee. She's not invisible. So she's going to back her booty up. This was the only thing that was down this hallway, right?
It was that room, yeah.
Yeah, that room. She's
Then
gonna.
in the middle of the hall, there was that plug that you found in the ground, that big stone plug that you know is far too heavy for someone like you to be able to lift on your own.
She can't go into that room without assistance. And maybe heavily guarded, that maybe that's where what we want is there. So she's going to go back and regroup with RJ and Adelaide and advise them of the audience chamber times, and passing that along. So
now, as you hit that corner, I want you to go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
11, 14.
Okay. All right. So you're starting to slowly make your way back to where to the chamber, or to the arena. Okay. So now, Colton, have you followed invisible? Are you just following?
I'm quietly following behind.
Sounds great. I love it. So the two of you, and your new friend, Flutterfoot Zipswiggle.
Yeah.
Flutterfoot Zipswiggle.
Walk into a magically lit chamber, and you can see that this room is fairly nicely adorned. You see a marble bathtub with clawed feet rests in the middle of the room, and next to it you do see a large wooden cage containing something moving about in the cage, though you can't really quite see it over the bathtub. Right. Along the walls you see that there are piles of broken and rusted helmets and shields and weapons. And you see, hanging from hooks along the back wall are 3 mannequins that appear to be made of straw and canvas, with a multitude of crossbow bolts stuck into them. You also notice in the corner there's like a bed mat, like a kind of a pallet to sleep on. So, actually, it looks like a warrior's training room with a big marble bathtub right in the center of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And a cage with something inside. Flutterfoot walks in and goes, "Oh, you should meet Skitters." And he kind of starts to just dance around the bathtub.
Okay.
Kind of losing sight. It's a tall bathtub, so you can just see like the belled hat kind of ringing up around behind it.
As Brock is like following Flutterfoot around the bathtub, he would like to be like sort of scanning the room for any sign of this Nazca character.
Okay, and what will you be doing?
Keeping my eyes thoroughly trained on whatever's about to come out from behind the bathtub. Probably... I don't have a specific action, just being...
So are you keeping your distance?
Keeping distance.
Yeah, so you're kind of staying at the doorway.
Staying out of the doorway. I don't want to leave Brock by himself, but I'm staying at the back of the doorway.
So as you're moving in, you look through, you don't see any signs of life, except when you turn the corner and you see the cage. Or when you turn around the bathtub and you see the cage. Mm-hmm. And inside the cage, you see, inside this wooden cage, you see this large insect, probably about the size of like a medium dog.
Okay.
Right? It looks somewhat like almost like a bloated roach, that has these long, like feather-like antennas coming off of it, right? And Blutterfoot is sort of dangling his little jingly scepter at him and goes, Skitters, look, Skitters, oh, and you see the antennas sort of like whip out towards him, and he just kind of backs back. This is Skitters, you see.
Oh, Skitters is very charming.
He's called Skitters because he skitters around.
That's good.
Not in the cage, though. Had to be made of wood. You know the types.
Do I recognize this creature?
Give me a knowledge of... Let's go with a knowledge of nature.
Okie dokie.
Or arcana. Knowledge of nature, arcana. Whichever one you want.
I'll do arcana. I'm good at
Each one
that.
would work just fine.
Okay.
But you can't do both. You gotta pick one. No, keep going. Just roll.
Making this so complicated. It's an 18.
Okay, so as Flutterfoot is explaining this to you, he's sort of like gesticulating with the scepter, and you notice that he kind of, as he gesticulates with the scepter, it gets just a little too close to that antenna. And you see one of the antenna from this creature sort of like brush up against one of the bells, and you just see it crumble to dust. And you realize that's a rust monster. Ooh. Yeah, that's not really a bug, that's a rust monster. So the wooden cage makes a lot more sense to you now. Rust monsters, as you know, with the touch of the antennas, can reduce metal to rust and dust in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Wooden cage is a good idea.
Do you want to pet him?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like...
Dancing? Me too! And he starts to dance around. Dance around the room wildly. I need you to give a stealth check, because he's just kind of going around now, just flailing. And he comes right towards you, and you need to make sure that you don't... Actually, this is going to be an acrobatics. I'm sorry, this is acrobatics. This is going to be your ability to step out of the way of him, and as he's just sort of flailing around this room. He's banging his scepter against some of the rusted shields. He's kicking weapons around the floor.
It is the same roll regardless.
You can do it.
14?
He does not seem to notice.
Okay.
He does not. Unfortunately, it's a good roll, guys. Come on.
I know, but just it's one of those things where it's like...
Okay, Cassie.
We're level 4, you guys.
Hey, we don't know what this guy's deal is. He seems pretty weird. Maybe he's got something tucked in his back pocket we're not
this
aware
probably
about.
means he has the most powerful ability of anything. Yeah. I mean, we know how this
I
game
imagine
works.
as he's like dancing around, Colton just kind of waits for a moment to be like... He's kind of against the wall.
Yeah, and as he just kind of moves around.
Like, I can't see my own, like, clothes, so I have to imagine he's kind of, like, trying to make sure his coat's not falling forward and getting in the way.
So he's asked if you want to pet him. What do you wish to do?
I'm sorry, bugs aren't really my thing.
Oh. And you see a big old, like, cartoonish frown.
But,
Oh.
But I mean, I could feed him, I guess.
Ooh, what are you gonna feed him? What do you got?
Hang on,
He loves metal.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because he can turn it to rust and then he eats it.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a chicken.
Got a couple of
Ooh,
these.
We should get a basilisk. Wait, no, cockatrice. Basilisks are like lizards. What were you saying?
I got a couple of these nice iron spikes for him.
Oh my gosh, he would love that. Look at him! Look at him! He's up on his hind legs like a little puppers! And you see the little restaurant just like actually like on his hind legs, like trying to get at those little iron spikes in your hands.
Yeah, here you go there, Skitters.
Gobbling them up, turning to rust, and then you just see turns to rust and then feathers the rust like a feather duster into its little mouth.
It's cute.
That's great.
What are you doing while this is happening?
We came in one door. Was there another door as well, or is this just a closed-off room?
There's no other exit leading out of this room other than the door that you came in?
I am still just hanging back. You said there was a pallet, a giant bathtub in the middle of the room, the cage with skitters.
Right, and there's some various like weapons and armor kind of around there. Like there's even piles of weapons and like old rusted weapons.
I'm gonna try without like getting over and moving through them, just pure looking at them, kind of like try to just get an idea of like what these weapons are, what kind of weapons it is. Like, is there anything notable about them?
Okay, since you're not going to touch them, what I want you to do is you made that very clear. I want you to go ahead and give me a perception check as you look around the room.
19.
You see that actually underneath kind of a small pile of like rusted swords and knives and like polearms, you see that there's a chest. There's just a chest right there. You may have to move the weapons to get to it, but there's a chest sitting right there. And you don't see a lock on it.
Oh. Okay, noted.
What are you doing?
So it seems like was it Nazca?
Nazca Agray.
What's their deal?
Oh, Nazca? Oh, Nazca's the enforcer. Big, tough mother helper.
Oh,
Except for he don't hug his mother, if you catch my drift. That's how he talks. Big, tough. He's a real tough guy demeanor. Kabbalah uses him to keep people in line. He's currently dealing with the. He's the one kind of sort of making sure that the fighters in the arena are prepared and ready to go. Sometimes they get a little squeamish and try to kind of stay in the back of their cell. I mean, their rooms, their adornment. And Nazca is there to encourage them to give the people a show.
well, I can see how that's an important job. Yeah.
It is, and he's real sour. In fact, he says as he kind of just like tips one of the shields off of the wall and like hits you on the clatter. He goes, he gets real upset when things don't go a certain way.
Oh,
He does it again. He knocks another shield off the wall.
well, maybe in that case we should.
Clang.
Maybe in that case we shouldn't make him even more of a sourpuss, huh?
Why not? It's so funny. It's pretty much the only humor I can get here. This is a place devoid of jokes. It's a terrible place. Kamala treats us. I'm just kidding. And he knocks another one down. And then with a loud clatter, it just.
Well, I mean, there's got to be entertainment somewhere else, right?
You're right. Fine.
Like you were telling me about this what, fish?
Oh, the fish! You have to meet the fish. Come on to the fish! And he starts to lead you out of the room.
I'll follow him.
I'm gonna follow. I don't want to leave Brock by himself.
Good, because he closes the door behind him. Waits for you to leave, and you quickly rush past him, and you close the door. And taps and goes, "Bye, Skitters!"
See you later, Skitters.
And he starts to march down the hallway. Okay, we will go ahead and go back to Adelaide. So you gave him a bardic inspiration, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, well, so, was that a D6, a D8?
D6.
D6, okay. So,
Go Tonic.
All right. So the fight is continuing on, and they're sort of really more circling each other. Every so often, the honey creeper will sort of dart in and kind of give a real quick like 1-2 jab. But it's almost like she's toying with him, right? Like she's not like she's just drawing this out, and you see the crowd is like really into this. But you know, you can see by the way that she moves, she is clearly trained. In fact, probably militarily. By the way that she moves, so you, because remember you guys had that. Well, you can tell that she's trained militarily, she it seems like she may just be toying with him, drawing it out almost on purpose, as if she's trying to give the crowd what it wants. What are you doing while this is happening?
I think I'm watching her. I think every so often I may dart back to Kavala and Harash and the Mergo, but I think I am trying to really study her movements and what she's doing. I think even if that's not the most advantageous thing for us right now, I think it would be hard for Adelaide to not be zoning in on her.
No, that makes sense. Well, she darts in again towards Tonic with a K, and as she does so, her feet slip for just a moment. And you can see underneath the sand there was a dagger kind of covered in some of the sand. And the dagger just sort of shoots out as she trips over it. And with that momentary blunder, Tonic rushes forward, feeling emboldened, and yelling out, "For the gold!" And brings, as her face goes down, elven face or huff, elven features, so to go towards the sand, his knee goes up and hits her right in the face, smashing into her nose. And you see there's a spray of blood as she just gets knocked back. Tonic is not a large bugbear. He would be a scrawny teenage bugbear, but a small bugbear is a decent sized person. Mm-hmm. So when he brings up his knee into her face, it's just a spray of blood, and the crowd just goes for a moment silent, and they start just going crazy. Now your eyes are on her, and as she gets up, you can see that her nose just is at an odd angle. There's blood pouring down her face. The look in her eyes, and her almond-shaped eyes, are you just see pure, just cold rage. And then you see your eyes fall on the dagger that skittered just across the field. And at that moment, it appears that Tonic sees it too. And for a moment, there's just a real kind of stillness between the two, right? And then you see the rose petal fall. No, that's not what happens. No, it's not a rose petal. It's a potato chip someone's thrown out on the field. And they both start to dart for it.
I am going to yell out again, like I'm encouraging the guy I bet on. Tonic, dive and slide!
And, alright. And they both leap in the air. They both leap in the air, diving towards that dagger. And, Sarah. Deidre is creeping back up the circular hallway. She can hear the sound of voices. Kind of coming from somewhere.
I would like to try to follow the voices if I'm able to get a direction, a beat on where it's coming from.
Sure. So you kind of pause for a moment, trying to kind of get your bearings here, and you realize it's coming from the direction of the audience chamber. It's coming from that door that leads to the audience chamber.
I want to creep to the door and try to listen.
As you creep to the door, you can see that the door is closed. And there is it's not loud, but it's not necessarily quiet either. You put your ear up to the door, and you hear the biting, raspy voice of a changeling that you had seen before, and he seems to be having a kind of an argument with someone. You can't be here. You're not supposed to coming here like this. If I get caught, well, it's all over for me. And you hear, "Hey, you need to be cool about this, man. It's fine. Would I do you wrong?" And you hear, "I hate that you're using that stupid voice and that stupid face." And he goes, "Hey, you know what we do? We like to be in disguise. I don't know why you're choosing to be yourself, because I like who I am." Well, the boss man really needs that information. I've already made the preparations. They're being put into place. You don't need to be here. Well, you could tell me where the stone is, perhaps. Yes, I know. I got your missive the other day. You're looking for a stone. If it's anywhere, it would be in... Wait, what's that? You go quiet for a second. Make a stealth check.
Oh, I have a D4. I'm going to re-roll that, though. That's way better.
That's better.
And then my D4. 3, 15, and then 18.
You hear footsteps coming towards the door that you're standing outside of, and you quickly throw your back up around the corner. You hear the door open, and you hear some soft footsteps kind of come out, and you can stand there. For a moment. And you realize that they're like someone's just kind of quiet for a second. You hear footsteps come even closer, and by the time they turn the corner, you are already behind one of the pillars. Mm-hmm. Move quickly, and hold your position behind the pillar. And you hear a voice in the hall say, well, kind of a far off voice say, "It's nothing, but it's too dangerous. Just go." And you hear, "All right." And he goes, "All right. Be seeing you soon, brother." And the door closes, and you hear footsteps starting to walk away.
I would like to try to follow them.
And you turn the corner and you start to follow, and you see, you can give it a moment and move, and you see walking down the hall. You catch them right as they turn the curve, but you see a lanky-looking, scrawny-armed bugbear boy with blue paint and black paint all over him. A fan, perhaps. You saw this kid recently, didn't you? Yeah. This exact kid. That's Tonic with a K.
Yeah. But it's not Katonic.
The two bodies hit the floor in the arena, and the dust settles as they both reach the dagger at the same time, and then you hear a scream. Just a scream, and the crowd goes super quiet, and as the dust settles, you see through it that Tonic with a K has, in real quick, lightning fast succession, grabbed the dagger and stabbed twice, very quickly, into the side of the honey creeper. And then flicks his wrist and starts backing away. Stumbles out of the dust. You have seen through this dust, but everyone else seems to not really notice what you just saw. As he stumbles and goes, no, please don't! And as the dust settles, the honey creeper is on the ground, sort of gasping and kind of holding at her side. There, and kind of like glaring daggers at this boy. And the crowd is really eating this up, but that was weird.
Yeah, I think I'm still watching her, but I am definitely something that doesn't seem like it adds up. So I am keeping my eyes trained on it. If I can try and catch RJ's eyes, I will, to try and via eye contact.
RJ actually seems really. You look over to RJ, and RJ is sort of kind of staring off into space, but you notice his head's kind of cocked a little bit, as if his ear is pointed almost exactly at Kabbalah,
yep,
who is having a somewhat hushed conversation with Harash.
All right, he is engaged in other intel, yeah. So I'm trying to keep my eyes on both of these now.
Well, as you look back towards them, Honey Creeper is running at the boy, and at Tonic with the K. And as she goes, you see now that you're actually looking at Tonic with the K, you see right before she hits, you see the barest hint of a sneer cross his face as he throws himself back and brings his foot up into her chin. Poof! And he does almost kind of a sprawling backflip, but you recognize a controlled fall when you see one.
Yeah, this is a performance.
You recognize a controlled fall, and as she flips the other way and they both hit the ground, but only he stands up. The crowd goes nuts over this. Goes absolutely insane. As Amerigo goes down and checks on the unconscious form of the Honey Creeper and declares Tonic the winner. And everybody loses their fucking shit.
Oh my god.
I'm clapping and cheering as because that's the fight, and I don't want to seem but I am watching him because this seems this is the gawky teenage thing seems like it's an act. I mean, I'm a performer. I think
What you see right now is just a gawky teenage boy soaking in the adoration of the crowd with a look of bewilderment upon his face.
He's a good kid.
Brock whispers to himself as he continues down the hall with his brand new best friend.
Yeah.
This wiggle. He continues down the hall, and as he does so, he starts pointing out a couple of other areas to you. There is, as you pass Oscar Green, he points to a door, and he goes, points to a door to your left, almost on the immediate other side of the hall, and goes, that goes downstairs. That's the break room. That's where all the goons, I think you said?
I mean, I would probably use a less rude word.
That's where the boys like to chill. And he kind of does this move.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I don't know what this means. And he flails and then continues down the hall. He points towards another hall on the left-hand side and goes, that's to the audience chamber.
Okay.
And then he points to a door on the right, and he goes, ooh!
Why? What's in there?
Amerigo's room.
Oh.
Amerigo's room. Oh no. He's a big old softy. He's also a big old fanboy. Do you want to see? Would you like to see his collection?
Okay, I do.
I'll give you a hint. It's real weird.
Okay,
But
well,
it's
that one, definitely.
not the kind of weird that you think.
Okay, the suspense is killing me. I gotta see it now.
Isn't it? And he goes over and he kicks open the door
Wow.
with his heavy boot, because apparently he's wearing these heavy boots. Poof! And the door just swings open and he marches inside.
Yeah.
And inside you see, well, it's weird.
Okay.
Oh no.
Inside the room is a giant stuffed, and I don't mean taxidermy, I mean like giant plushie of a big fucking minotaur, like bigger than a Marigo. We're talking like a massive minotaur, like kind of like if you were to pick this plushie, it would easily be like 10 to 15 feet tall.
Wow.
Like Costco teddy bear set, like
Bigger! Like, if Amerigo, the big-ass Minotaur...
We're getting into lawn decoration territory at this point.
We're getting into lawn decoration
Okay.
territory at this point.
Wow.
Big, plushy Minotaur, but it's like this. It's not like... it looks like a Minotaur, like Amerigo, but it's different. Its fur is really shaggy. The look on its plushy face is, like, feral. And its horns are just... have these strange curves that it's like an it's like something different, right? In the middle of the room, you see a kind of a 10-foot long, like 5-foot wide, about 3-foot high, like rectangular stone, like slab of stone, and on top of it is a miniature model of a maze.
Okay.
On the south end of the door, or on the south end of the room, sorry, there is another door. Another door. And he goes, look at this! Look at the Mango! He's a big old fluffy teddy, and he has a little maze! He's such a fanboy!
Yeah, who's is this a Minotaur I should know?
Well, I don't know. I don't touch the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how weird that is, but it could be weird. Anyway, no, it's and he kind of walks up to it, and he kind of just like gestures at it, and he goes, "It's a Zendrekian Minotaur." You see, a Mergo is a Corvarian Minotaur. Okay. He's big, but he's not, big, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm small, and I'm small, right? And but a dwarf isn't small, but they're small, right? Like, you understand what I'm saying here? So, like, the Zendrekian Minotaur from Zendrek. Ooh, that's the birthplace of the Minotaurs. And Mergo always goes on and on about it. and his forebears and how they were much bigger and fiercer, and personally I believe dumber, although how do you get dumber than Amerigo?
Keeping an ear out towards the door. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
That was a good one. Good one.
Yeah. And then that's his bedroom through there. But really, like, he just loves this documentary. Constantly going on and on about it. Look, he's even like carved, and he like starts pointing at the walls, and you see like they were like carvings, like kind of like kind of like it has like kind of Zendrakian style being carved through the eyes. Right?
Okay.
You can see, by the way, there's just kind of carved into that. Some of the frescoes has fallen off, and you can see like the original wall kind of behind there, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it look like under there? Or does it have any like notable?
Oh, you're gonna go take a look? Sure. Well, hold on. What are you doing during this time period?
Same thing I did in the other room. I'm going to try and observe the room and get as good a look as I can without disturbing anything and not giving away my presence.
Okay, so there's the stone slab. There's the big fluffy mirror. You're just gonna watch.
Yeah,
Sure. You head up to the wall. You get, by the way, a distinct... I will say this. Mm-hmm. You do get a distinct feeling that kind of sort of crosses your mind, like a feeling that crosses your mind. It's a feeling of anger. But it's not yours. You recognize immediately it is not yours.
I feel not my anger.
You feel not your own anger, but someone else's. It's a feeling that you often feel. It's just on the fringe of your perception, and has been since you came back. But this time you just feel a flash of anger kind of crosses your mind. You head up to that break in the stone, and you can see that there's this smooth obsidian just beyond it. Oh, are you seeing the... I see that you're noticing the remodel.
Yeah.
I know, kind of feels like they had wooden floors and put carpet over it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely that feeling. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting place this used to be before, well, Daask got a hold of it.
Well, what can you tell me about it? Other than...
Oh, I don't know if I should tell you.
Oh, come on.
Convince me.
God.
Brocky.
Point of order. Have I told this guy my actual name yet?
I'm so sorry, that was Will's mistake.
Okay.
He does
Okay,
my
I was-
Okay, I was gonna say, whoa! Guys, we choose a bunch of freaking fake names all
We
the
do.
time, and it is hard for me to remember.
No, we understand, but we thought this was a drop.
It was not. Tell me. Okay, full disclosure, he was gonna say daddy, and I was like, no, that's too weird. So I said Brocky instead. That got too weird.
The thing is, it's on brand.
So I panicked and said Brocky. What do you mean it's on brand for him?
They're the weird guy.
Yeah, the weird.
Being kind of weird.
Yeah. So he looks at you and goes, tell me. Toruk, convince me.
Okay.
What are you doing while he's trying to think of this, by the way?
Trying to get as close to that opening in the wall as I can to get a good close look.
You definitely get a feeling of just anger.
Is it like when you're in the room with someone and you know they're fuming?
Yes,
furious?
that's the exact feeling
that like
you
awkward
have.
feeling of like I know you're
That's
infuriated.
exactly how it feels, okay?
Oh.
And not only that, when you get up, you can see kind of like that polish of obsidian there. And as you kind of look through the glint of the light, you see almost a reflection, but you're invisible, so it's not your reflection. You just see, for a moment, a skull. But it's gone as soon as you look at it. Convince me, Turok.
All right. How about a joke?
Oh, that's convincing. Go.
Amerigo walks into a bar.
Already continue.
And he hits his horns on the door.
Yes, he's so tall! I like to imagine that his horns actually get stuck in the wood, and
yeah.
he's like, oh,
And he can't get out either.
Yeah, right. And then maybe we put little bells on the little nose ring he has. That is delightful.
That is
This used to be a temple.
Temple to who?
Whom? Multiple, in fact. You see, apparently, back in the old days, I don't know much about it. This is more of a city records type issue. But this used to be a temple to the Dark Six. Ooh, that's the gods of, well, really most of Daask's people.
Colton's heart is at the bottom of his stomach right now.
Because one of the Dark Six is
The Keeper.
the Keeper.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Ooh.
Yeah, you know.
Well, it's very odd, don't you think? You see, where Daask, most of the people of Daask come from, Drowan.
Yeah.
Well, they tend to revere the Dark Six. Although it's a little bit different there, you see. Harash kind of goes on and on about it. It's not that they're evil. That's really more of a civilized people. The humans and the dwarves and what they call themselves,
Yes.
right? What they call themselves, they're the civilized ones. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Now they're not necessarily evil as much as they are. Well, they just represent a different side of things, right? And so their gifts, they attribute their gifts, their natural gifts, to gifts from the Dark Six. Harash's own ability to work with stone, for instance, is a gift of the Traveler, who grants him the ability to make beautiful works of art wherever he looks.
But if that's the case, why cover this temple up?
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
It is weird.
Has Kavala always been in charge of Daask?
Oh no. Used to be Zygel.
Well, who's Zygel?
Oh! Have you not met Zygel?
Oh no.
They keep Zygel in a little room. Him and some of his closest buddies. It's up near the entrance.
Is Zygel kind of a round fella who floats a little off the ground, has a lot of eyes?
Yeah, although he's a little quieter than he used to be. You see, Zygel used to run things here. A beholder, some might say. The big monster's eye. Beholders have a lot of eyes. You'll notice the eye theme here? Well, it's not just
getting that
Daask.
now.
It's also a Zygel thing. That's really
Okay.
mainly Zygel, right? Now, Zygel wasn't running things quite so well, as you can imagine, right? Things weren't really progressing at a rate that Daask wanted, because this isn't the only Daask. There's plenty of cells around other cities.
Right.
Right, of course. But the thing is that Kavala was sent by Home Office to inform Zygel that Zygel's services were no longer needed. Well, as you can imagine, Zygel didn't take too kindly to that.
Right.
And so Kavala had to, what's the word? Kill Zygel very publicly. In fact, I believe it was the first arena fight. And it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Oh, very, yeah. Well, some of the statues actually out there are Zygel's. Would you like me to point out which of the statues are Zygel's and which ones are Harash's?
Well, I mean, yeah, if we're passing by, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, Zygel has stayed on in a lesser capacity, though, right? Kavala's not a total jerk. She had the body reanimated, and now he's a god.
That was courteous.
Isn't it? The fish actually belonged to Zygel first.
Oh.
And now Kavala takes care of it. But it's a good fish. It's a great fish.
Kavala's all right.
Kavala's the best. You want to see her room?
Yeah.
Let's go! And he bolts out the door.
Okay.
Colton. He just bolts out the door.
Yeah, he's bolting out the door right now. What do you do?
I'm gonna keep following with them, but I'm going to.
As you hear that story, like you feel the rage in that room sort of become more of a like that feeling that you get when like somebody vindicated as once the story is being told, you understand the truth a bit of the situation. This was once a place dedicated to the very god that gives you your second life.
And it was literally just plastered over, like putting carpet over a wooden floor.
Like it was nothing.
I would be pretty mad if I were a god and someone just came in and renovated my temple. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, well, if we screw over Kavala, maybe he'll be happy.
Maybe.
I don't want to leave Brock alone with this psychopath, so I am going to keep following close to Brock.
How do we know he's a psychopath?
Sounds good. As you exit the room, you find yourself facing the end of the hall in a big pair of double doors. All right, so we get back to Deidre. So Deidre, you've just seen this bugbear boy kind of turn a corner, and if I'm not mistaken, you saw him going into that arena right before you walked out.
Yeah, he was hanging out with RJ and Adelaide.
So what is Deidre going to do now?
Well, Deidre is going to go and let them know what's up. But after she's going there, she's going to search the hallway that she's in for secret doors.
How is she doing that? Let me explain how you're doing that.
Kind of looking for variations, as well as like maybe running her finger along the wall to see if there's like a seam that she can feel that's outside of the norm of the stone.
Okay. Give me a perception check, but you're going to make it with advantage.
Okay. Oh, that's not amazing. 11 plus 16.
You do feel a seam. In fact, on the exact opposite side from where where right here, there's a seam on this side of the wall, right there.
So right across from this.
Right there. Yep.
I want to try to.
Give me an investigation check. See if you can find a way through it.
I'll hit a D4. 18, 19, investigation. So I am 21.
There's a stone right on the floor, right in front of it, that seems like it could depress a little bit.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to activate it.
Okay, so you go ahead and step on that stone. Sure. And you see the wall move to the side, and you can see a hall leading off towards the east. I'm sorry, towards the east. Yeah, towards the east. And a bit of the ways down, probably about 30 feet or so, you see that it then immediately T intersects, left and right.
Okay.
Okay.
Does this look like this has been a frequently used hallway?
Are you going to take the time to start looking for clues on that?
Yes. I'm going to actually walk the hallway and yeah.
Those are two separate things. You're going to walk the hallway, or are you going to start looking for tracks and clues?
Tracks and clues while I'm moving. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead and give me a.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no!
Go ahead and as you stop and start to just look for tracks and signs, rather than continuing to move. Go ahead and give me a survival check. Or investigation.
Oh, investigation is always going to be better for me. Or not. 8 plus proficiency brain. Oh, 12. Not the bestest.
A 12? Okay. You begin to look through, and you don't. It's not particularly dusty in here. You get the sense that this isn't like a forgotten chamber or anything. Maybe just hidden to the general public that is allowed through. And as you're looking around, you start to hear heavy thudding footsteps from out in the circular hall. Almost like, really more like kind of clopping, like you would expect from like a large horse maybe, or a bull. And we move into the arena. A large, rough-looking orc, as the crowd is going apeshit, large, rough-looking orc, walks out from underneath the stands and heads and starts gathering the body, the unconscious form, the honey creeper, the blue braid, and starts to drag her back towards the portcullis. You see Kavala is whispering something to Amerigo, who nods and then sort of walks up, kind of circling the arena, and kind of just simply hops up to the stands and walks out of the southern exit from the arena. And and Harash comes down to declare the tonic with a K the winner. A goblin comes up to you, or I'm sorry, I believe it was a kobold taking bets. And he runs up to you and he goes, you see a number of people like giving him real sour looks as he comes up and he just plops a heavy sack into your hand. He goes, wow, that was a good bet. That's crazy.
I know, right?
There's like 10 gold in there.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Yeah, right?
I just sort of felt bad for him.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he was going to get his ass kicked.
I did too.
Yeah, that was pure luck.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, wow.
Thanks.
You're welcome, I guess.
Are we ready, getting near the halftime?
Actually, yeah. And Harash at that point, as he's declaring Tom the winner, also declares that it is halftime. And intermission.
Intermission? I don't know. I said halftime.
Halftime. Yeah. Mariah Carey appears in the middle stage. She's fucking everywhere. And starts to play the halftime show. No. She is declaring it intermission. And then turns to have a discussion with Tonic with a K as the crowd starts to get up to go do what they do when it's time for intermission.
Alright. I guess I'm part of the crowd, so I'm like trying to keep my eyes on. Did it look like she was dead, by the way, or unconscious?
Unconscious. Just
okay.
unconscious. Yeah. She's definitely breathing.
I'm trying to, like, as I'm walking out, as much as I can, keep my eyes on Kavala and Tonic as she's talking to him, and sort of if RJ
well, Kavala is not talking to Harash is talking to Tonic.
Oh, okay.
Kavala is just sitting in her throne. Or I'm sorry, actually, no, my apologies. Kavala, this is a move. This is a baller move. Baller move.
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
Kavala the Bala?
Kavala actually winks out of sight. Blink, just gone.
Alright.
She's sitting there one moment and then just bloop, gone.
Right.
Give me a perception check.
This is my first roll of the night.
Yeah.
Woo! And it wasn't good.
No.
Sure. I haven't used any of them.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Sarah's going to use them all if you let her.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
True.
she will use every single one.
That's not true.
No, that's absolutely true. That's exactly how you roll. I need a coin. You use like half of them every Tuesday.
Marginally better for 12.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, as the crowd is sort of moving about and such, you notice that along the southern wall of the arena, kind of at the floor level of the arena, the wall like partially just like opens and then closes.
So at the southern end.
There's a secret door on the southern tip of the circular arena.
Oh no, am I about to get sandwiched? Look, I got nowhere to go.
You see RJ is now kind of alone on the stage. And as he starts to get up, you see a single snake braid of Harash, as Harash is talking to Tonic, sort of look over at RJ, who sort of just sits back down. What are you doing?
I'm sort of going in because I think they had said that like Kavala meets everyone in intermission, so
She does?
Yep, I'm gonna be part of the crowd still.
Excellent. All right, and you start to join the crowd who are beginning to file out of the arena. Sarah.
Yeah.
Deirdre hears cloop, cloop, cloop. Getting closer, what do you do?
I'm going to dash out and try to act like as I'm doing, like go click, like kick the thing to try to close it, and then get out of sight behind a pillar or anything.
So you run out towards the noise, because that's where the noise is coming from. You're going to run out towards the noise. There's no other noise. You don't hear the sound of a crowd. You hear the sound of clop, clop, clop coming towards you. So I want to be clear, make sure I fully understand what you're saying here. You're going to run out towards that noise and close the door behind you.
No, I'm going to then go back down and go to the right.
Okay, so you decide to go deeper in.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you rush forward. You rush and then you turn to the right. You can see that it goes down another 10 feet or so, and then it turns to the left. But as at the corner of where it would turn to the left, heading continuous east, right?
Okay.
Turns right, and then it turns left. Well, that's right.
I
That's
was
left.
just following your arm.
Yeah. Turn right. Turn right and you turn left. But right here at the corner there, you also see a staircase leading down. Do you go to the left or do you go to the staircase?
The staircase.
Because you hear the clop, clop, clop.
Down the staircase.
You hear the clop, clop turning the corner. Kind of stops for a moment. And then turns the corner right behind, like just
I'm
to
fucking going down the staircase.
go down the staircase.
Oh my God.
Give me a stealth check.
19, 23 plus 2, 5, 25.
All right. You head down the staircase, which sort of just starts winding down, right? And you hear up above the sound of the clunk, 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 and you pause for a moment. Clunk, 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 and it gets further away now. At the base of the stairs, bottom of the stairs, as you turn the corner, you can see that you now are standing at another T intersection.
Okay.
Right? You're facing the north. That's how the staircase is curved around. You're facing north, and you see a T intersection going off towards the east and west.
Okay. I'm going to try to go towards the west.
Okay, so you continue forward. You take a left, and you find yourself facing a door.
Okay.
Okay? Find yourself facing a door.
I want to listen at the door.
You listen at the door. Give me a perception check. Actually, you know what? Don't even. I'm just going to tell you what you hear.
Okay.
You put your ear up against the door, and you can hear the sounds of sizzling. You hear the sounds of bubbling. And you hear the sound of whistling. Dang it! Oh boy.
Is there a crack beneath the floor in the door? I would like to lay down and try to look underneath the crack.
Yeah, there's a little bit of light. You can kind of see like maybe there's some sort of furniture just beyond. There's light, and you see a pair of hairy bare feet walk past the door.
Okay.
Could use some salt. Of course, they never give me what I need.
Oh God. Okay, Dee's taking a risk. She's gonna open the door, and with confidence walk in and be like, "Hey, I've been
A
sitting."
haggard male halfling cuts you off. You see he's frantic. He's covered in flour. He's got a haunch of meat in his hands. His eyes have dark circles underneath. He looks haggard as hell as he stands in the middle of this kitchen. And as you enter and start to talk, he says, "Finally! I haven't had a break in half a week!" And he dumps the meat into your hands.
Okay.
And he just starts taking off his apron.
Well, wait. I was just sitting here to help you. I don't know how.
Help me get a rest is more like it. And he throws an apron into your arms.
Okay.
And he walks over to a stool in a corner. And he gets up on it. He goes, "Oh.
Oh.
Dogs are killing me." And he's like rubbing his feet.
I've been told mineral water is good for that.
Yeah, like they give us mineral water down here. You look new.
I am new. That's why I didn't know I would be doing this by myself. I'm putting on this tiny ass apron.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, you didn't know you were doing this by yourself? Oh, what, you volunteer or something? I miss my family. And he starts crying uncontrollably. And we're going to leave you with that for a second. We come to you guys.
Huh.
So, standing in front of a pair of double doors, and Zipswiggle kind of points. He starts to head towards those double doors, and then he just stops and he goes, "Wait a second!" And you can hear some rumbling happening, like the whir of machinery, right? Just beyond those doors, you can feel the rumbling and hear the whir of machinery just beyond those doors. And he goes, "Oh, that's not Kabbalah's room. Oh no! I totally got this wrong."
Why? What's in there?
Well, that's kind of pauses and goes, Twin Gears is a little, Twin Gears is a little workshop. He does things like bombs and stuff. It's terribly boring stuff.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
And he goes, "Nobody would be interested in that."
Yeah, no.
And he turns.
Of course not.
And he turns and starts to head back down the hallway.
Colton silently laments, knowing how upset he is that he did not go into that room.
Okay, but what's Twin Gear's deal? We come this far, right? I mean...
We have, but intermission is coming soon. And if you want to see the fish, we have to do that quickly.
Yeah, okay.
Hear the sound. You can smell in the air. There's that smell of like fresh crushed dragon shards.
Think of the mission. Just think of the mission.
And he's going to lead you back towards the audience chamber.
Okay. Great.
And as he reaches the door, it opens before you see him kind of fall, because you hesitate. So you see him kind of fall back from the door, and you hear an angry, familiar voice say, "What are you?" He's saying, "Get out of my way, Zipswiggle." And he goes, "Hey, you can't talk to me like that." He's waving his scepter. "I have immunity, new guy." And you hear a, "Be that as it may, I need to get by. I need to speak with Twin Gear." He goes, "That's okay. I'm just giving the tour."
Okay.
And you're a, "What?" And you see a very cross-looking changeling followed by a floating brain with a beak and tentacles kind of float out into the hall and look at you.
Oh, hey, it's you again.
Do I know you?
Oh, we passed each other earlier. It's.
Oh, bathroom guy.
That's me.
Great. I take it you got lost and met this idiot?
Yeah. It's been It's been something.
The brain with tentacles sort of starts to float on towards you.
Oh, hey, didn't you say he didn't like me last time?
He just isn't like anybody.
Oh.
And you notice as he's heading towards you, it's not actually beelining it towards you. It's really more moving like ever so slightly to your left. Where you stand.
Oh dear.
Oh dearie.
Oh dear. I'm going to.
It seems to be beelining it straight towards you. It doesn't have any eyes that you can see, but it's moving towards you. What do you do?
I kind of try to like work my way like around Brock a little bit, and I'm going to essentially try to weave my way through quietly and try to get through the door.
To the audience chamber?
Yeah!
Wonderful. What I would like for you to do, as you start to move, it starts to turn as like it's following you.
Oh, yeah.
It clearly
It can
knows.
see me.
It clearly knows you are there.
Oh boy!
I would like you because you have to avoid all these people
Yep.
to get in. So you're gonna give me another acrobatics check. This is see if you can kind of wiggle your way around in such a way that you don't either bump into somebody in your haste or have to slow down to avoid them as they move, not knowing that you are there.
Yep.
Acrobatics check, please.
You got this, bud.
I'm going to take a coin.
Take a
Take a coin.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh god! The 7?
Ooh. Ooh.
Sounds pretty good.
Is it?
No.
No.
Well, the roll before was an 8, so I should have taken it.
Okay.
Should have taken Misty Step.
Okay.
So, bathroom guy, right? So you're with this idiot now?
Yeah.
I'm giving him the tour! Great. Stay out of my room. He goes, no promises! We already visited Noska's. You can't do that. Immunity! Yep. The creature's a tentacle on the creature's stomach just lashes out like a whip.
Oh! Oh!
Hoist by our
no.
own petards collectively.
Hoist by mine own petard.
Does a 15 hit your armor class?
Just barely.
Wonderful. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh.
I'm gonna maximize that die.
And how much damage would that be?
You're gonna take 12 points of piercing damage.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, but thanks to temporary.
And you're gonna give me a Constitution saving
Oh, no.
throw.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
That's bad. That's bad. That's not bad. 14?
You feel so you just see this tentacle just lash out at nothing, just and you feel it like the barbs on the end of the tentacle just like slap at you, and as you feel it pierce your skin, you kind of hold in the you need to give me a concentration saving throw first of all for that damage. Let's see if you keep your invisibility.
Is invisibility concentration?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never really used it in another game before, so yeah.
Yeah, it's concentration.
And then is it half the damage or 10?
Or
whichever
10. Right now it's gonna be 10.
11.
11. So you manage to keep the hold of your invincibility, you gotta hold and you feel the skin where it hits start to go numb. But you manage to kind of fight it off, and
Like literally just biting down like.
you don't become paralyzed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Jeez.
That could have been bad.
That would have been real bad. Whoa, what the hell's wrong with it?
He's just fucking weird and does stupid shit like that all the time.
No, I meant...
This was
Above
actually
board and out of game. Which one?
littered with invisible
People.
Just a real
You never know who's watching.
No, I meant the brain thing.
That's what I meant. He's fucking stupid. He does stupid shit all the time.
Oh.
Lashing out. He's a Grell, you dim-witted idiot. You know, that big brain isn't like it's smarter, it's just weirder. He just sort of stomps past you there.
Okay. Well, maybe we ought to be
You hear
getting on
kind of
with
some
that tour.
bells start to go ding, ding, ding. Because the photographer goes, "Intermission! We have to hurry!"
Yep, we'd better hurry right now. And he's kind of keeping an eye on the grill over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still trying to escape?
Yes.
Give me another acrobatics check. Let's see if you can.
Buddy.
Much better.
There you go.
17.
You manage to quickly kind of stumbling through the door, and as the Grell starts to move forward a little bit, this floating brain, you hear footsteps walking off, and you see that the changeling is continuing down the hall towards the double doors, and the Grell kind of stops for a moment and then turns and follows him. You make it inside of the audience chamber. It's this massive circular room. Okay, this massive circular room, as big as the arena itself. Here in the center, right there.
As we get into the audience chamber, I come behind him and give just a very light, tap on the back of his shoulder.
And you can see that there's kind of stairs leading down into the chamber itself, like just a small half flight of stairs, right? It's a massive chamber, and the circular floor is tiled in black and is tiled in black marble and bears a gold mosaic of the symbol of Daask in the middle of the room. Jutting from the ceiling is a bronze bell-shaped protuberance. Displayed against the curved walls are a dozen lifelike statues of humans and elves, dwarves and goblinoids and kobolds, all of which are in various positions of fear and terror. And you see that there's a door to the far side, on the exact opposite. You see there's another door to the south, which Flutterfoot Zipswiggle seems to be just happily marching towards. Because, here we go, this way!
Yep, following right along.
And he goes up to this door at the south end of the chamber, and he opens it. He opens it with a flourish and kind of gestures inside. He goes, "After you, my friend." And then he looks over as you cough. Says, "The Grell isn't that weird, but it's fine. I love an audience."
I just very quietly whisper, "I won't tell if you won't."
I wasn't planning on it. Cool. You hear footsteps trying to come behind you.
I'm going. Let's go.
I walk through the door.
The door. Love it. And we go ahead and move to you. You are ushered into a large audience hall. First, they'd had you wait. Well, actually, let me pause. The crowd is waiting in the circular hall outside of the audience hall, and everyone's talking and chatting it up and having talking about the big fight and how they can't wait for the next one. What are you doing? Are you planning on just entering there, or you're gonna do something else?
No, I'm gonna enter there. I think if I can, the person that I'm gonna be talking to is the Bet's kobold. Just to just seem like I'm talking to doing the same thing as everyone else. I'm trying to just blend in.
Sounds good. Okay. You give it a moment, and then you're talking to the Bet's kobold. You said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one that I was talking to that gave me the gold.
What are you guys talking about?
I probably ask it so who is the next two rounds? Are those decided? Who's fighting in the group rounds?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm on my break.
Oh.
He's got a little pipe he's smoking.
Do you like to read? Yeah,
I love to read.
What's your favorite book or series?
Oh, we're reading this. We got one book that we pass around the lot of us. It's about this adventurer, right? This Dark Lantern guy. What is his name? I can't remember his name, but it's real exciting stuff. Real exciting stuff. Kind of a serial novel sort of thing, right? Like but I really wish I could remember. You like to read?
I do like to read. I read more.
Castor Galloway, that's his name, Castor Galloway.
Oh,
Yeah. Real good stuff. Oh, it's so good. Have you ever read it?
I've not read it. I have a friend I think that reads that series. It's embarrassing to say, but I like the romances a little bit more.
Oh, you should read Castor Galloway. There's so much romance. I'm like, pretty much every single book the one book that we've read, but each time I've read it, he falls in love with a mysterious woman from Zindrek.
Oh, do they end up together? Oh, no, don't spoil it for me.
I won't, but you have... It takes your hand. He's like, but you have to read it. Oh, my goodness. It has it all. Action, adventure, love.
What is the... It sounds amazing. What's the name of it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Pizza. Do you smoke?
Oh, I don't, thank you.
Okay. What?
What's the book title?
Which one is he reading?
He is reading Castor Galloway. Hold on, I actually have something written down. He is reading Castor Galloway and The Mystery of the Obsidian Keystone.
Oh, and it's all about this. Don't let it fool you. It's not just about a keystone, right? The keystone sort of leads you in. It draws you in, right? Right. Oh my goodness, the writer is just. I don't know who the writer is because the front cover is kind of torn, right?
Oh,
so
right.
It's right at the part where. But I like to imagine that it's written by Castor Galloway himself.
Oh, sort of autobiographical.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Sounds like there's I believe my friend told me there's a whole series. You should check out
There's
that.
more?
Yeah.
What?
It's
Well, yeah, I mean, as I heard it was a serial thing, but I kind of just assumed that meant that you just can reread it.
I mean, you can
reread
reread
it, yeah.
it, but there's like other books. Like there are multiple books all about Castor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Where can you get these?
I mean, I think most bookstores carry them. It's a pretty popular
There's
series.
a lot of bookstores here in Kybers.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to go up above probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't go up above very much.
Do you have anyone who like runs things up and down for you, maybe?
I do now.
I wink.
And he winks back at you! And that's
We just wink back and
just
forth.
keep winking back and forth until the audience doors open.
Cassie, ask this kobold's name. God damn.
What is your other name, by the way? I'm Polly. We've been winking for 3 minutes straight. I want to know your name.
They call me Winkers.
Winker?
Yeah.
You
How
love him.
ironic.
No, I just have a twitch. I don't know. I thought you had a twitch too.
Oh, I thought we were being conspiratorial.
Oh!
Well, because you were saying...
No, I just got a twitch.
Oh, okay. We should get you more of these books.
Yeah! Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna blow my mind. Oh man. Has your friend read all these other books?
I don't know if he's read all of them, but I know he's read a lot of them.
I would love to talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is the best. This is great. What a it's one of those words I know how to read, but I don't know how to say it.
A lucky turn of events.
No, it's an F word. Fortuitous. What a fortuitous moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps winking at you. I hate this trick. I keep doing it now. then the doors open to the audience chambers. As the doors close behind you, you find yourself. Actually, I'm sorry. You find yourself as that is going on, sir. You are in a kitchen with the sobbing halfling.
Yeah.
I just miss my family so much. How did they get you?
I kind of just walked in and they gave me a job. But
Gave you a job. You You don't understand what's happened, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, you're never getting out of here. Oh, you're never leaving.
Why do you say that? Why wouldn't they?
He sort of looks around, like he's.
I'm too tired for this. I'll break your spirit later. I'm gonna. I can't do this.
Hey, whoa, wait. I'm just messing with you. I'm sorry. You look stressed out.
Yeah, I was kidnapped and forced to cook for these idiots.
You were kidnapped from where? Where are you from?
I'm from the trade ward. Or from Middle Memphis. Is one of the boroughs up there, and I was a honey merchant by trade, and I was on my way back home one night to my family, and suddenly I was hit on the back of the head, and everything went black, and I woke up here. It's been weeks. They were gonna ransom me, but no words come back. I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe my family doesn't want me back. I don't know what's happening. Maybe they asked for too much money. We're not. I mean, we're decently well off. I mean, honey, right? I mean, there's money in honey.
Money and honey?
Yeah, there's money in honey. Yeah. But I'm sorry. I'm just a little tired. Yeah, but that Minotaur guy, he put me to work as a cook, and if I don't, then he's gonna give me over to Nihilor.
Who is that?
Oh, you haven't met Nihilor, have you?
No.
Oh. He's Daask's, I guess, chief scientist or biologist, I guess you could say. He's it's one of those purple skins and long head and the tentacles.
Oh yeah, that's
He's a mind flayer. You know what they do, right? Eat your brain.
Yeah.
They eat your brain, and then they take your form, and then they become you. That's what they do. That's what I've heard. I don't want him to take. I don't want my kids being raised by some mind flayer. Sleeping in the bed with my wife.
If it's any constellation.
Going to my honey merchant award ceremony, taking the award. That was for me. That was for me.
These like
Best honey merchant in the Tri-County area.
do you like does the weird like awkward backpack thing?
Oh God! Oh, the touch of another person. Oh my God! He just buries himself in a hug toward you. He goes, and just starts sobbing into your chest for a second. He kind of leans back. He's just
Tired.
He's just tired. You just need to stir the soup some.
Stir the soup some.
Cut up the meat.
Okay. Is there a certain way to do that? Okay. Well, she carries this halfling, and like, is there like a bed?
No, there's a stool.
There's just a stool, so she's gonna like prop him up a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's got a back to the stool.
Oh, okay. And like, she does that thing where like his neck is like at this weird awkward angle, so she like rolls up like a dirty towel and like sticks it there, so it's like his.
Already a little bit of drool was coming out of his mouth.
Okay. I'm gonna close that up there. All right. Well, he said stir the soup, so I turn and I try to figure out what I'm supposed to be cutting up. Like, what meat is there for me to cut up? And soup to stir.
Are you trained in cooking at all?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. Meat. And there is a stew. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the halflings or gnomes in the place the White Stag cooking stuff.
You also, literally, your favorite restaurant is a giant stew pot.
Yeah, exactly. So you just dice and toss it in, right? And you just stir it. That's all you do.
Sounds good. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So you spend a moment cutting up the meat, and then you just chuck it into the soup.
Yeah, that's what you do. It
How
cooks
do you-
inside. Yeah.
Branching out.
This room, by the way,
Andrew's got hobbies.
this room, it does have another exit, right? So not only is the door that you came in, but there's also another door leading out on the opposite wall.
Okay, I would like to go and listen.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, my apologies. It's not doors. They're halls. There's a hall leading to the north and a hall leading to the east. So
Oh, okay.
this is leading out of this room.
I'm going to
To
do
the
that.
north.
Stir it and then walk that way.
To the north, by the way, you can. To the north, there's a delightful aroma coming from that room, and you can hear the sounds of like more pots and pans clinking and such.
I saw the apron, so I'm going to walk in here and be like, "Hey,
You enter, and it is a much nicer kitchen, like a
Oh.
very top shelf kitchen in here. The finest of implements. The smell is just delightful in here, and you see 7 kobolds wearing white toque hats, dashed between stout tables, and they're frantically preparing meals and putting little garnishes on them. Like platters and such. They go, hurry, we've got to get it, it's intermission! And you see, kind of floating around the room are 2 little of those gazers, like those little mini beholders going, kind of watching the kobolds work. There are 2 iron stoves that stand against the east wall, and there's a slender spice rack between them. And you see these kobolds are moving to work, and then you announce your presence, you said?
yeah." I was like, "I'm here to help."
And one of the kobolds stops and goes, "We don't know you. Who are you?
The halfling gave me the.
What is your name?
My name is.
You have no name here.
Oh, I have no name.
Human, you are servant."
I am a servant.
And the others go, "Servant!"
Servant.
They go, "Wait a second. Your face is new. We have not seen you before."
You're right. I literally came in, helped the halfling. He gave me an apron, and then I came in here.
This. They're like gather together, and then they all just sort of stop and collectively look up at the table where there's this big, heavy platter of a charcuterie dish, right? And they just go back to work, and they just stop and they just all nod together. And the head chef, a kobold with a big twirly fake mustache that is clearly glued on to the end of his nose,
Love it.
goes, "You will carry the tray.
I will carry the tray.
You will carry the tray.
I will carry the tray.
You will carry the tray to the audience chamber.
I will carry the
And
tray
if
to
you
the
steal
audience.
1 olive, so help you gods."
I will not.
What are you waiting for?
Okay.
Get the tray!
Get the tray.
You get this massive ass fucking tray. It is way top loaded. Okay, way top loaded. This thing is gonna be a fucking nightmare to get there. Yeah. What I need from you, as
Jesus.
the kobolds come, but smaller dishes, right?
Okay.
And they start to march through the halls underneath. Okay, and what I need from you is actually they march up in the big expansive kitchen. There's a hall you just came from. There's another hall leading from the west. They go down the hall to the west, and they start leading you up a small flight of stairs.
Yeah.
And then you can see that there is a ladder. What? There's a ladder. And up at the top, there's a trap door
Yeah.
that you actually the kobold actually stops for a moment as you turn to walk up the stairs, and just goes, "Wait!" And you hear the sounds of a voice, a female voice. "Thank you, little one." And all the kobolds just go real quiet. And you hear heavy footsteps. You don't see anything. You hear heavy footsteps walking up the stairs. And you can see the rungs of the ladder start to bend a bit. Right? And then you see the trapdoor open. And then kobolds go, wait for a moment, and they go, up these stairs, up these stairs, up these stairs! Kimball is there, the trays are not there! The trays are not there!
I am like hurrying.
Okay, sounds good. What I need from you,
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy!
How are you gonna get this massive tray
Up a ladder?
up a ladder? Yeah, you tell
I'm gonna
me.
put it on top of my head, like
Yes.
many watch people do.
Yes.
And I'm like holding it like this, and then trying to like.
Oh my god, I love
like,
this.
Like having my arm hooked around, so like I'm still trying to climb, and so each time I have to go like that shuffle walk, and then I grip it, get the next foot, grip up again. It's gonna be slow.
This is so wonderful. I need you to give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
100%. Hey, it's that skill that we never roll, and we've rolled 3 times tonight.
17 on
Se-
the die.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, 20 plus 22.
I don't know how that works, but it does. It does. In fact, it works exactly how you just said it worked.
Yeah.
Right? Not a single olive spills. Not a single one. As you move up the ladder and you are brought into this big, giant circular chamber.
Yeah.
And you see that there is and you see that as you enter, the kobolds quickly throw the trapdoor. They take their aprons off they take their hats off, aprons off, and they fold the aprons in a way to where it looks like a half apron.
Oh, like a
And you
wig.
can see that they all are wearing black tunics with big white stripes with fake buttons up and big black bow ties, but not actual black bow ties. They're wearing tuxedo shirts.
Yes.
And they go and they gesture you towards a table that has been set up.
I'm moving towards the table.
Okay. And the doors open and people start to flood in.
Okay.
Okay.
As soon as the shit's blown on him, fade out.
The two of you have just been ushered inside
Yep.
of a room. As the door closes behind you, you suddenly hear the sound of a lot of voices beyond that door.
That we just came through?
Yeah. A lot of voices beyond that door. Apparently that room is just filled up with people. Intermission, says Flutterfoot Zipswiggle. But beyond, you see a very large chamber. The ceiling towers above 30 feet high here. You can see luminous violet particles are drifting through the air like mist. Just beyond the short hallway you stand in, you see a giant 10-foot diameter silver mirror is embedded in the western wall of this room. You can see that there is on the eastern wall, there's like in the middle of there's just like a tunnel. Just up about 10 feet above the floor. A tunnel in the middle of the wall, circular nature. And in the middle of this room, sort of drawing your attention, is a 20-foot diameter fish bowl, which dominates the room. It is filled with water, and you see a small coral reef inside with a miniature shipwreck and a sunken treasure chest. A smaller fishbowl, about 3 feet in diameter, rests on a pedestal right next to this massive 20-foot diameter fishbowl. You see standing on a teeny little stool is a goblin with a nightcap and a nightgown, and he's sprinkling something into the bowl, and you see a very large goldfish just sort of spinning around in this little bowl. And this goblin, as you enter with his sleepy little eyes, looks up with kind of the bewildered look on his face. And he looks to you. Well, first he looks to Flutterfoot, and then he looks to you. Kind of cocks his head to the side. And he says, "Are you here to see Silgar?" And we'll go ahead and end the session there for the night.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's a cute little scene to end on.
Yeah.
Little sleepy goblin.
Two-bowl setup. Nice
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So he's on a stool overlooking the big bowl.
The 3-foot bowl.
No,
No,
the
No, the
small
little
one.
one.
Oh, he's in the small bowl.
That would be an incredibly
so
tall
a
stool.
big freaking bowl. It's
Yeah.
3 foot 1.
Yeah.
But the giant bowl,
Has a miniature shipwreck in it. How
Yeah.
like is it still to scale of like a miniature shipwreck that you would see in a smaller bowl, or is it like?
is it
very,
just a
very
shipwreck?
It's to scale.
small? Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So-
literally just a shipwreck.
Yeah.
It's not a miniature one, is it?
Well, ships are big.
Yeah, ships are
bigger than 20
gigantic.
feet. But
Fair.
yeah, no, it's ornate.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
that's the end of that session. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and talk about
Good.
where we're sitting at.
Yeah.
All right, we started off with you, so we're going to start off with you. I know, I love putting the camera on you when you
Thank you,
speak on.
thank you.
Connor, how is Colton feeling about this situation?
Well, great until the weird monster slapped him in the chest. Real glad that changeling clearly knows nothing about Grell. Sad that I'm made, but it looks like Zip Swiggle's in it to win it, so ride or die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your new best friend.
Oh boy.
And how are you feeling about the other situation? How's Colton feeling about the fact that he realizes he's in this retrofitted temple?
Essentially a desecrated temple. He still hasn't come to, I think, full grasps with the extent of his relationship with the Keeper, other than I signed a deal and now I have power from the Keeper. You know, I always say he didn't read the fine print. He doesn't really know what he's supposed to do. So having this deific entity clearly pissed is like, do you want me to do something? Like, I don't know what to do. Do you want me to set it on fire? Want me to not set it on fire?
Light it up, motherfucker.
So he is not scared. It is a kid in the room with an angry parent, and the kid doesn't know if the parent is angry at them or angry at something else, and he doesn't know if he's supposed to do something to make the parent not angry. And it's very, honestly, scary.
Triggering. Oh, scary, yeah.
Yes.
Not scared. But
That
the
explanation,
situation's
I'm just thinking
scary.
about my parents angry at me again. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Colton, honestly, is a little scared. He doesn't know what to do. Like, he knows what's in front of him, but then there's just that sense of looming, and it's like,
What action to take? Could be anything.
oh,
Give
yeah.
me that boat we've always wanted.
I know, right? Could be a boat.
Cassie, how's Adelaide feeling about the situation?
Adelaide is, I think she's internally just like having anxiety attack upon anxiety attack with everything that's happening, and she currently doesn't like RJ has been separated from her, so she's literally in like a crowd of strangers who could all potentially be dangerous, knowing like the whole ordeal with Honey Creeper being Blue Braid and seeing that and trying to process that and all the emotion behind it, but then something is up with Tonic that seems to, what we understood to be Tonic seems to be an act. This person was putting on an act. I think it's her perception there, but what does that mean? Also, with Blue Braid, like, is part of the Tarkanan faction potentially. What was going on with Kavala and Harash, that's sort of needing to rejoin RJ. Trying to basically take in as much intel as possible. but not knowing, like, it's also very stressful. She has no idea where any of these other people are. Like, you could be caught or made or dead. I have no eyes on any of my party.
Yeah, this is a scary situation.
As
As
Part
silly
of-
as it is.
well, like, part of my role in the group is to, like, make sure that people are, like, up and safe, and I don't know where anybody is.
Colin,
Yeah.
how's Brock feeling about the situation?
Well, so obviously the stakes are very high right now, and you know it's this latest revelation that Flutterfoot Zipswiggle is aware of his invisible follower. You know that's a little concerning, but he seems to.
Flutterfoot is a little more aware, I think, than you may have given him credit for.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has not. If he wanted to out us right away, it seems like he could have. So his motivations are still a mystery. But we've been doing a lot of really good recon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys
I
know
am
a
gonna,
lot.
and he is just absolutely like so excited to rub it in RJ's smug Warforged face. None of you are doing things by the book. Well, yeah, you know what? Look what I found. This whole everything. Look at this map I made.
We found someone to literally give us a tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of sucks that the only way out of this room appears to be through a big room filled with a lot of eyes. Well,
I mean,
the strange
there's
tunnel.
that weird tunnel.
There is.
Yeah.
There's also a sleepy goblin.
Yeah.
And
Why-
possibly a big fish.
And why is he sleeping in a nightcap?
I don't know. Maybe he got forced to cook for 3 weeks.
Speaking of forced to cook,
Well, and so Sarah is feeling jelly because she wants to meet Flitter Fitzwiggle. And D is basically just rolling with it, baby. she kind of got tired of not being able to go forward because there was literally no way to hide anywhere. So she's like, "Fuck it, I'll just blend in. Fuck this.
that's
I
great.
need a cook. I'm your cook. You need to carry big shit. I'm a big person to carry shit for you." And then and she's going to hopefully fade out when she puts the charcuterie board down, toss the apron, go, and then she's gonna have to go back and save that halfling.
Have you abandoned him?
Yeah, she's gonna have to go save him. Like, that's gonna be something she's gonna take back to the group and be like, we have to get him out. I know we're after the stone, but we gotta get that guy.
Yeah.
We're not monsters.
All right. Well, hey, for those of you at home who watched through this episode, we hope you enjoyed it too. We had a lot of fun tonight, I like to think. We look forward to seeing you, I believe, next in 2 weeks when our next episode drops. And yeah, that's great. So, hopefully we'll see you then.
In the fishbowl?
Glad glad!
Jesus.